Sela Becken, the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I'm making this video because I just have to tell someone. And I try to talk to my family, my wife, my kids, and everyone. I get this glassy-eyed, polite look, stares back when they try to listen to me. Because here's the truth. My kids and my family, they're fantastic, but they're normies. They don't get this geeky stuff. So, but I think you guys will, and maybe one or two people will listen. Who knows? But I just gotta get it because I had a great idea. I just want to share it with the world. I am Sela Becken, the Rabbi from Another Planet, but as well as being a rabbi, I also write and draw comics. I more write, but I draw when I don't really have a choice. Although the new comic I'm working on right now is really coming out fantastic. I'm very excited about it. So I am a newbie to Comicsgate, and I really don't understand it that much. There's all this politics going on with it right now. I'm not talking Republican Democrat politics. I'm talking about internal politics, and I'm not really following it on Twitter because I don't like Twitter. It's not very nice. It's not a nice place to be. I listen to Everman Skyver's podcasts. YouTube channel a lot because they're very entertaining. And look, honestly, I hadn't really heard much about Comicsgate till before April, May this year, when I learned about it from Nerdrotic. Nerdrotic talking about the legal battle between Mark Waid and what's his name, your boy Zach. I thought it was a movement for white supremacist comics. I just believe the BS without thinking. Anyway, so I'm really into it. I'm hoping my next Indigo campaign will liberally use the hashtag Comicsgate. I think they have to give approval or something. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how it works. I can write and draw. I'm a bit of a idiot savant in many other areas. So I was thinking last night, what would I do if I was to do a Superman comic as a Comicsgate comic? Before that, just let me tell you what I'm working on right now, because I started this new, I don't want to call it, this new comic. I'll call it comic. It's about, right now it's at 81 pages. It might get bigger. I was planning on having somebody else do the art, but I just got so into it, I wanted to do the art myself. And how it started off, I was thinking, what would I do as a comic? This is how I start everything I do. What would I do for a comic aimed at the fandom menace crowd? People who know and like genre and British genre entertainment, like classic genre, Doctor Who and that sort of thing. Because I always like to try and do something, come up with an original. And I came up with something which I'm really, really into, and so I ended up drawing it. I'll show you a couple of pages. I'll cut it into this video somewhere. But essentially, it's like a steampunk thing. It's like if you've ever seen the 1980s, 1990s Sherlock Holmes with Jeremy Brett, or any of the Doctor Who where they go to Victorian. I want to get that Victorian era, this whole Victorian Edwardian feel. But I want to have spaceships and lasers and cool stuff as well. So it's a very steampunk thing. It's set on British colonial Mars. And of course, there's an atmosphere of Mars, and it's essentially like Brightside Revisited, or Downton Abbey, or whatever Britishy thing that just on Mars. And there's a native uprising where our plucky heroes and heroines have to heroine I should say is what have to survive and then put down. It's I would say it's very much inspired by the Michael Caine's first movie Zulu, which you can find on YouTube as well. It's hilarious. It's it is racist, but I think it's not maliciously racist. It's kind of more naively racist, but it's lovely. It really, I don't think there's this animosity there. At least that's what I think. But anyway, so that's what that's based on. But I was thinking last night, what would I do if I were to do a Superman comic as a Comicsgate comic? And so this is what I came up with. Firstly, obviously it wouldn't be Superman. I don't own Superman, and I wouldn't even want to chance it even when he's in public domain in 10, 15 years, whatever. So you make an Earthstat Superman. You make Homelander in The Boys. You make Omni Man, and you make it different enough that you're not going to get in trouble. You have instead of being a sent from another planet, have him sent from another dimension, um, which oh, you know what? It could be another dimension which was destroyed by there was a I've always thought it'd be cool if you could have a super weapon where it just dissolved boundaries between things, because without boundaries everything like falls apart, which I think is the biggest problem with progressives worldview. They hate boundaries. They hate any form of boundaries. For any form of boundary is evil. And on the other end scale, too many boundaries are evil as well. Basically, you want to get to anywhere sane in life, you've got to go for the middle path. So yeah, there are some boundaries are good, some boundaries bad. But anyway, if you dissolve all boundaries, so that again, progressives, they don't like the idea of there being borders between countries, boundaries between sexes. They don't like boundaries. And if you keep progressing, that will end up destroying the world as you literally eat each other. So maybe you can have this zombie apocalypse type thing happening on this parallel Earth. My version of Jor-El will then saves his son by sending him to a parallel dimension, which Earth, and you can have it. You can have him raised, pretty much similarly. See, the good thing is when you do your own properties, when you're knocking off something, but you're making it your own, you have to strip it down and ask yourself, what are the fundamental questions? What is this character? And so the fundamental question I have for Superman, I think, which drives him, is Superman is an immensely powerful character on one hand, just immensely powerful, and he could do literally anything, which means I think he's stopped to think about what is it he wants. What does Superman want? Because he can do anything he wants, so what is it he wants? And I think he's a very evolved person. I think he wants to be a good person. I think he sees altruism as being the foundation of a good life, of a happy life, of a meaningful life. Paradoxically, I have a thing where you can say, well, I expression. I'm not sure if I came up with it. I think I did, but basically, you can be who you want to be or do what you want to do. You can very rarely do the same. So I think that's the paradox that Superman has. He can do whatever he wants to do, but what he wants to do is be good, be a good person. And so he can't do whatever he can do anything apart from whatever he wants to do, which is what he can do, which is a fascinating paradox. So anyway, this is my idea. With that all said, my idea for what I would do for a Comicsgate Superman project. Do you know what? After I finish the one I'm working on right now, Crown of the Empire, the steampunk one. This is definitely my next thing after. Anyway, I think definitely. Nothing's definite until it's done. All right, so we'll start off, and it's a close up of Omni Man. Let's call him Omni Man. He's petting his doggy because he's got to have crypto in it. I love crypto. You see, that's the thing I think is missing from Superman comics now. Like that's that joy. That's not simplistic. That what's the word I'm thinking of? Not simplistic. That simple joy. The not naive innocence. There's an innocence. There's an honesty that's missing from it. So that's really so. And I think the most natural thing in the world for Superman to have a dog. I just do, because having dogs are wonderful, and it's such part of Americana, which just bleeds Superman. So it starts off him close to him petting his doggy, woo, and then you pull back and pull back and pull back, and he's on this massive crystalline, mile wide, big structure floating in the sky, which I would make that's my version of his fortress of solitude. That's the craft that he arrived in, but it gets bigger and smaller, I guess, because it depends on how it rotates into our dimensions. So you can when it arrived, it was just a small thing, but then he's learned how to use it and rotate it more into our dimension, which makes it more visible and tangible. Anyway, so you pull back, you're in this massive structure again, which I really think the core of Superman is one of the cores of Superman is the majesty of Superman. Is just pull back, and I have in my mind, it's like the Richard Donner music. When you see the massive thing, and then we have a framing device of this version's Lois Lane has scored an interview with Superman. In fact, let's call her not Lana, not Lois, Laurie Lynch. Call her Laurie Lynch. Yeah, that's good. Laurie Lynch, and she's a YouTuber, right? And she's a Superman fan YouTuber, and she's a Superman, and she does super chats and the whole thing, and she has a Superman channel. She scored an interview with Superman, who I guess Superman would also know in his disguise, not Clark Kent, whatever he will be. So it's kind of romantic. He flies down to bring her up to the fortress of Solitude. Anyway, so you start the interview, so you get a little bit of the background of the character, of where he is, and you can set him out as his own character. And then he's an attack, and I don't know. I think the attack would have to be. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I always like Mr. Plix. Mr. Plix. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Mr. Plix. See, that's one thing I love about Superman. I like the silly character. I like Bizarro. I like Mr. I like it not being not dark. Because the reason I started thinking about this because I was looking at my 16-year-old son, nearly 17. He's such a good person. He's like a crazily good person. He always does the right thing, and he's really sweet. So I'm thinking that's the sort of character, and we all know people like that. So that's the sort of character I'm thinking of characterization of this Superman. Anyway, so this villain turns up and hits him with a reality beam, and then you turn the page goes white. You turn the page, and you're in a 1950s. Maybe have a start with a character, a cover. You're in a 1950s style Superman type comic for like the next 10, 15 pages, right? Because he's been hit with this reality beam. That's like, and have the narrative continue. Just have it told through that prism of that 1950s Golden Age Superman. Is Golden Age 1950s? I'm not sure. I think Golden Age is probably 30s. I'm still thinking the 50s Superman. And then he breaks out of that but gets into the 70s Superman for another like 20 pages, 15, 20 pages. And then you can go to like, the 80s, 90s and be like grimmer, darker Superman. Longer. And then, if you want just before the end, you can touch on today's Superman. He'll like, bam, he's a black woman. And he's still dating his girlfriend. He's still dating Laurie Lynch, a black lesbian woman. And he's like, "Oh, this is great." Just as a little sideswipe to like the nonsense that Comicsgate has come to react against, until finally you end up back at the framing device story of the interview with Superman, and then I would say that was the end of the story, and then I said like a bonus like 5-10 page story. Have the interview. Do it like as a YouTube video. Have the interview with Superman, and you can find out what his core philosophies and thoughts are on life. So, but I think that would just be a celebration of what the character is, which is what we're so sadly lacking. It's got to have love. It's got to have love for the property. It's got to have love for the character. And even though it's not that character, it'll be a different character. Anyway, I just thought I'd walk you through my little thought process of what I would do with a Comicsgate Superman. I hope you like it. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And also, I should really start posting pages from my new Indiegogo Crown of the Empire. I hope to be launching that this month sometime. I'm really trying to get to other like YouTubers with real following. See if I can sponsor their channel for a month to get them to promote it. That's really what I'd like to do to get the word out there. I really have no idea how to get onto Ever's channel to promote it. I don't know if he'll like it. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, my name's Philip Becker and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.